Alright folks, pulled all those panels off the trailer. I've measured 10 foot. This is going to be 10 foot long, 5 foot wide, and 4 foot tall. Got to figure out my frame because I want to weld everything to the inside of the frame just to give it more strength. When they're pushing on it, it'll be pushing against the framework also, and not just relying on the welds that are welded if I was to weld it to the outside of the frame. Well, it's taking longer than I wanted it to, but I've got part of the material cut out. Now this panel was originally 5 foot by 16 foot, and I've cut 10 foot of it off. I've got this square tube in here. It's cut at 10 foot. And the front part of it, this will be the front where I build the gate, is going to be angle iron framed around it. I've got the end piece. Cut. I've still got to cut my uprights. All this panel is going to be on the inside of this frame, and I had to notch the corners out. I don't know if you can see the notches or not. That's fine. Once I get the uprights in here, there'll be a corner, and it'll weld to the inside of that corner, and then the side piece will also weld to the inside of the corners. But the shade's disappearing. And this is the flattest spot on this property to work on this. To cut some more of this out, I got to cut those corner pieces out. Got to cut those corner pieces, the uprights, and then the top back piece. So it's a little more cutting involved. Well, I've got the back wall in. See kind of how I've done it. Now the side wall, I may have to do a little modifying on it, but it's not going to slide past this. It'll butt up to that, but it won't slide back there on it. The front will be a little different. I'm going to put a gate that closes to the inside instead of flush with the back wall. It will actually be closed to the inside. As you can see, it's starting to come together. Like I said earlier, I'm putting all the panels to the inside. That way, if they push against it, it's pushing against the post. And I'll put some more. I know I'll have another one up here, and maybe another one back there on each side, just to brace that. This angle iron I'll use on the bottom down here, and probably on the top. Still have to build the door. Got to put my top piece. Got to put my top piece up here, and the upright in the corner. All right, we're gonna put some angle iron on here and kind of square this up a little bit. I've got some ratchet strips on the sides here to get this as wide as I want it. There you go, folks. You can see I've got the angle iron on there. Just kind of tack welded for now. I'm going to put my centerpiece in here for to hang the door on. It's going to be a 30-inch door, which the door will be slightly longer because it's going to close on the inside. It's actually closed about right here instead of swinging all the way flat. As you can see, I've got my upright in, and that's what the door is going to close back to. It's not latched or anything, but I went ahead and welded the panel to it just to keep it straight and keep that panel from bowing out. Well, I've got the corner here done. Still got to build a gate, but I just welded it to this edge. Since I used angle iron, I had to come all the way to the inside here, and then I welded on the back side there. And I just bent these pieces around and then welded them inside of here. I don't believe they can push that out. So every one of those have got a weld on them. Over here on the side, I put two uprights in because there was a little bit of a bow in this panel, and I wanted that to keep as straight as I could so that gate wouldn't rub on it, and it would go ahead and close back here against this other post here. And I just welded this cross member in just to give it a little more support to pull it out. I made two other uprights here on this 10-foot long side. It's about 3.5 foot between them, so it's close to equal. And I may put one on the back, in the middle back here. It's probably not necessary, but I always over-engineer things. So. Well, making a little more progress. I've got the door tacked on there. This is the way it works, and it'll stop right here, and there'll be a spring with some tension on it. Still got to figure out a latch and trip mechanism. Got to see the hinges. These are heavy duty 4x4 hinges. Well, I'm almost done. Still have to put the top and bottom in, and I may even put another entryway in. Not to use, but just in case something happens to this one, it gets blocked and they're not able to push it open. So I may put another access door somewhere on here. So I was just wanting to make sure everything was going to clear before I put the top on anyway. Alright, you can see I've got this gate put back together. It will swing out. This way there's if there's an unwanted critter in there, I don't have to worry about locking that gate open and them going behind it and everything. This one will just swing out, and it'll give them a full access to coming out of the cage. I don't think anything will mess this up. They'll have to hit that awful hard. I'm pretty much done with it. I still have to get a spring. Evidently, farm supply stores don't carry springs anymore in Photo. I didn't go to the co-op, but went to Atwood's, and they didn't have nothing. But I got my tripping mechanism up here. I need to fine tune it because it's pretty stiff, but there's a lot of tension on it. There's my tripping mechanism, and I'll put some cable on here. You can see how it sets up there, and when they pull on the cable I have up here, it'll and it slams shut. I don't believe they will escape from here. I don't think there's anything over 2 inches, well, other than the 4-inch, a 2 by 4-inch hole around this whole cage. There's the side door I put into it. It might have been better to put it on the end. This here gives me access to the middle of the cage. That'll keep the pin in there. Just kind of give you a walk around. It may never catch a hog. I don't know, you know. I know hogs do not like walking on wire panels. But hogs have been caught in them. Maybe not the ones you want, but eventually I think it'll catch one or two. It may even catch some coyotes. This is the first pen I've ever built, or cage, or trap, whatever you want to call it. Make a good pen. Hold about anything in there, but it's heavy. It's not going to be something you're going to throw in the back of a pickup and move around. In fact, I made it a little too tall. It may not even go in between the fender wells. I didn't allow for the panel on the top and bottom, so it's slightly over 4 foot. It would work on a flatbed with no problem, but regular pickup bed, I don't think it'll go. And I don't plan on hauling it in a regular pickup bed. I didn't build this for anybody else. I built it for myself. And it'll probably never leave my property. I know hogs don't like walking on wire panels, but I built it this way anyway, just to keep anything from digging out. You know, if I catch a coyote or a raccoon or armadillo, you know, I just don't want anything digging out of it. Whatever I catch, I want it to stay in here. So I believe the only hog that was rooting up my pasture, I believe, was that lone boar, and I believe he's moved on, found somewhere else to go. Which is fine, you know, he's not tearing up any more of my pasture. And I still have my cousin's trap set out over there, but the only thing I've got on the game camera is some raccoons and crows. I haven't checked it in the last couple of days. As far as the cameras, I check the trap every day. But I'll probably go over there and pull the cards on the cameras and see what's been there the last couple of days. I don't believe the hog is still in the area, and trapping a lone boar is going to be rather difficult to begin with. He's looking for a mate or an easy meal. He's not probably not going to stick around anyway. So here's my trap, and I still have a few things to finish up on it. My trip wire, and I got to find a spring. Screen door springs are too strong. They put too much tension on that trip up at the top. It takes a lot of pressure to try to pop that loose with that much tension on that door. So I need something that's fairly weak but strong enough to pull the door, and that bungee cord is a little stout. If I could find one the right length, it would probably work. But these bungee cords, they don't like the sunshine very much, so I need to find a stainless spring of some kind. That might give you some ideas if you're going to build a hog trap. You know, they don't have to be this big or this type. You know, this is a box trap. A lot of people don't like them because they don't catch all of the sounder, which would be the group of hogs, and they educate the ones that don't get caught. But I wanted something that, like I said, would hold whatever I caught in there. Open top, you know, things can climb out and jump out or whatever, so I wanted it totally enclosed. I may have to get a Big Man Outdoors and Cornbread to come down there and help me get it off this trailer. I don't know. I'll set it somewhere. I'm not going to set it over here where my cattle are, because I don't want to trap any calves in there and them tear themselves up trying to get out. That was one reason I put the door that opened to the outside, in case I did accidentally trap somebody's dog or something. You know, I could swing that out, and they're unrestricted. They're not bumping into the tripwire and trying to keep this swing door open or anything like that. You know, I can just pop that side door open, and they can get out. They're not running over here in the corner behind the door or anything. You know, it might have been better to put it on the end, but they have 10 foot here, you know, to hit the end of this cage. They can put a lot of pressure on it, and I decided the side door would be less likely to get damaged. And I'm probably never going to load anything in a trailer with it anyway. And if I do, I can use this swing door here for loading into a trailer. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.